Greetings, Star Wars fans. Coming to you today with another video review. This time we are looking at the Star Wars The Force Awakens First Order Assault Walker. This is kind of I think a remold of the vehicle from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. At least that's what it appears to be. That's not something I picked up, wasn't really interested in it. And in all honesty, I'm not really interested in this vehicle. The entire purpose for purchasing this is for the Stormtrooper Sergeant, the action figure that comes with it. However, I am going to do a review of this vehicle for you so that you can take a look at it and decide if it's something you want to spend your money on. I picked this up at my local Walmart for just under $20. And they've had a selection of these as well as the Elite Speeder bikes that have been sitting on store shelves since August here. They have not replenished anything that is sitting on the shelves, and at this time there is nothing scheduled to be replenished. So locally, Star Wars stuff is really non-existent. But they had this on the shelf last night, and I really wanted this figure, and that's the reason I purchased the set. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And it's got some really decent artwork on the front. I like the image, particularly of the Stormtrooper commanded the vehicle in a battle scene. And down just below the Stormtrooper, there's a little diamond-shaped symbol. It has some writing in Arabic, and that writing is the word forest. If you turn the box to the side, you can see some really cool artwork of the Stormtrooper Sergeant with his black shoulder pauldron, and I'm presuming that's an updated version of the DH-11 blaster. Really cool. And then on the back you have your obligatory product images, which inclinate that you must buy this toy at all costs. The laser cannon on the turret on the bottom, as you see here, actually pivots from side to side, and the legs move, but other than that, that's basically all this thing does. So let's turn it around and take it out of the packaging and let you see for yourself what comes in the box. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the Stormtrooper Sergeant, and you can see him here. Really cool detailing. I'll pop him out of the bubble. I really like the figure. I like the design of the new Stormtroopers, especially their chest plate armor and their helmet. Just a very cool looking design. Not as rigid looking as the original Stormtrooper armor, and that's where it looks from the back side. But the armor looks sleeker, and they have consistent knee pads now on their leg armor, where the original Stormtroopers did not. So it just looks really cool. Really good looking figure. And again, that was the purpose behind purchasing this set. So when you open the box, you're going to see the walker itself and how it's sitting in there. And I'll just remove the tray. And all you're going to do is ratchet the legs around into an upright position, like so, and then position your Stormtrooper. Now, here's something you need to take a look at. He doesn't actually sit in this thing; he stands up in it, and you can have him position the control handles like this so that he's actually holding on to it, and there you go. That's what it looks like. And it's got 3 blasters on it. It's got the pivoting blaster cannon here, and it's got dual blasters up here. They're in a fixed position, and it pivots at the foot pad here, and it pivots up here. Those are the only 2 locations. Everything else is fixed, and little camouflage paint scheme on the front front armor plating there with some yellow striping, probably to indicate that he's a sergeant. And you got your radio antennas on the back, and that's basically it. Altogether, it's 11.5 inches tall, and it's 8.7 inches long, and it's 3 inches wide. And again, it's not worth $20. I'm just going to be honest with you. Were it not for the action figure, and even with the figure, honestly, it's not worth $20 unless you're like me and you just desperately want that particular figure. And I did for troop building purposes, in the hopes that at Toy Fair or later in the year, Hasbro will release a troop transport that you see in the opening scenes of Star Wars The Force Awakens. That's really the vehicle that I'm after, and I hope they release one of those, because I plan to build a pretty decent size unit of Stormtroopers. The Stormtrooper Squad Leader action figure, which is similar to this figure with the addition of a ammo chest pack and a heavy blaster cannon. I plan to buy about 8 of those and just make 8 decent sized squads of Stormtroopers, and that'll be it for my collecting for Stormtroopers from the First Awakens, unless they have like some exclusive figure come out. But I mean, it's a decent toy, I mean, and one of the things I considered with this, coming out is, I had thoughts of Episode 3, where Order 66 is executed, and they're hunting down the Jedi, and you could kind of see this vehicle being used by the First Order in the same way to hunt down Force sensitive children and adults on different worlds where the First Order has invaded and taken the planets hostage and that sort of thing. And there's all sorts of possibilities there for stories and things and spin-offs of that nature in books and comics. So with that regard, the vehicle has a purpose, but in situations like crowd control and martial law, this is the kind of vehicle that the First Order would have. We picture our local law enforcement working with the National Guard or military in a martial law situation, whatever. This is their version of that. This gives them all-terrain transport capability. These are supposed to be really, really fast when they're moving, and they have individual targeting capability. He could be firing at a crowd of people with the dual blasters and then target an individual with a weapon with the blaster down here. In some regards, the capabilities of Stormtroopers have been downplayed since the original trilogy, simply because a lot of people said, well, they can't hit anything that they aim at, and that's one thing the prequels corrected, as well as Star Wars The Force Awakens. Stormtroopers now hit everything they aim at, and I think that's a more accurate portrayal of their military training and their prowess and just their tactical capability as a fighting force. They're able to deploy to any planet, anywhere, and achieve their objective. And this is one of the vehicles that they would use to further those aims for long duration stability and control operations on a planet. So it has its place, but again, just from a cost perspective, and just the design and the simplicity of this vehicle, it's not worth $20. And you can see, if I ratchet the leg out of the way, you see that the legs are pretty much hollow on the inside. And again, to me, it's just about getting the figure. There's a desert version of this that Entertainment Earth released as an exclusive with a Stormtrooper officer with an orange pauldron. And I feel like all the guys that buy that are buying it just for the figure. As a matter of fact, there's a listing on eBay where you can buy the figure by itself for $20. And honestly, you know, I'd rather pay $20 for the action figure than to also get a vehicle that I really don't want, unless I'm doing like a crowd control scene. And you know, if I set up a diorama or whatever, that's the sole purpose that this thing will use. It won't have any other purpose whatsoever. So there you have it, the Star Wars The Force Awakens Assault Walker with the exclusive Stormtrooper Sergeant action figure. And this is, to my knowledge, available at all retailers, Amazon, and aftermarket sellers on eBay as well. I don't know what it's going for on eBay, hadn't looked at it, but it's available in my local Walmart store, and should be in other stores. And this is one of the vehicles that came out in Wave 1. So if you think it's worth it, if you want the action figure, you know, go out and pick it up. If you're not really interested in the action figure, then I would pass this one up, unless you just want it for a diorama. Alright, you guys have a great day. May the Force be with you.